Hi, this is George Alger, and welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be talking about the Ojai Art Center, and specifically the art branch. And with us today are Oatley, Kidder, and Mimi Camarillo. Welcome, ladies.
Oh, it's good to be here. Thank you.
So let's start with you, Oatley. Give us a little overview of the Ojai Art Center.
The Ojai Art Center has been around for over 75 years. It's the longest continuous running art center in California. And we had a great party a couple years ago and decided that we really wanted to get the community into the art center and let them know what we offer. As the art branch, we do have different artists displaying their work. Every month it changes. They usually hold a reception, with some wine and hors d'oeuvres, so it's always nice to get the community and also visitors to Ojai in there to see what we have. There are also life drawing classes every Tuesday and Thursday morning, and what they'll do is they'll start off with different models each time, usually naked, which is fine, but they'll start with 1-minute poses and then go into 5-minute poses, and then the last Thursday and Tuesday of the month they do a long pose where somebody's in costume. So that gives the artist a chance to actually sit down and work on a piece of art.
Great.
Yeah, as the chair of the art branch, the board itself had come up with the fact that, it's everyone kind of is looking for money, with this, cutback in the economy. And so we all had to come up with some sort of an idea to bring people into the art center, make them aware of what we've done. And part of the art center is to acknowledge artists in general, whether they're visual or musical or whatever. So we have these great musicians in Ojai that a lot of them live up there who are in rock bands and classical music, but they get asked to perform for free way too often, and they're very generous, so of course they donate their time. But being an artist, they really do deserve to be paid for their work. So we have come up with a summer series of music. This is the 6th year of this, so it is ongoing. And with this thing, that they get 75% of the gate. The art center gets 25% of the gate, which helps cover publicity and a few other things. But it's a great community service. And as I said, we have these fabulous musicians. They are being rewarded for their talent and for the serving, the community. As I said, it's the 6th year. We have had unbelievable musicians coming through. I mean, each year it's a little different, but some years it's always the same. This year we'll be opening with Alan Thornhill, but we've got Crooked Eye Tommy, who's usually there every year, and was voted the best blues player in all of Ventura County. He came in first down in Nashville. And we've got Teresa Russell, we've got Deb Ryder, Milton Kelly and Cindy Kalmanson, and just an unbelievable list of people.
Thank you, Oatley.
Yeah. And
let me get a little
you want to tell them about the first time you came to
well,
this? Yeah.
Let's even frame this a little bit more before that. Tell
Yeah.
us where this is.
It's in Ojai, and it's at the Art Center, and it's outside in a beautiful setting. It has twinkly lights and a nice big stage. Probably about 250 people show up, and it's only $10 to get in. But what's really fantastic is that the Art Center and all the creative people there have decided to take the props that are used on stage for the plays that go on throughout the year, and the props like the couches and the chairs
and the hospital bed
and the lamps and the bean bags and the Chester drawers, they all get pulled out, so everyone's sitting watching this fabulous music on comfortable furniture that you would have in your living room. So it's outside, eclectic.
And preferably ugly.
And there's a big place to dance right in front of the stage, and there's just wonderful margaritas and beer and wine, and it's from 6 to 9, and it's family orientated, so you bring your 2-year-old and your grandparents, and everyone's out there. I mean, there's always a beautiful 88-year-old gentleman dancing with a 4-year-old little girl, and it's barefoot and fun, and the music is superb.
So it seemed like
Yeah.
Oatley wanted to ask you about your first visit
Oh,
there.
yes.
Well, I am new to Ojai. I've only lived there for 13 years, and my mother and father built a house in Ojai. We originally came from Orange County, and I went on a whim. I saw it in the place where I work, and the marketing, the poster, and I thought to go. So I showed up by myself and ended up dancing and loving the music and loving the people. And so I've been back every Sunday, and it's just a nice way to kick off the summer. It's seasonal. It's full of optimism and hope. And so I have my mom and dad going. I have my 13-year-old daughter now going, and it's incredible because then when it's not the summertime and you're out in the community, you see somebody in the supermarket and they're going, "Oh, is Jammin going on again this summer? Yeah, we're get going. Yeah, we'll see you there." And so familiar faces, you can make all kinds of networking and see old friends and meet new friends. So it's just a really warm, fun evening.
Nice. Now, Oatley, tell us what the purpose of the fundraising is. Obviously, it's supporting the art branch, but what does that mean?
Well, the Art Center itself, it takes a lot to keep a building that size running. It's, as I said, it's over 75 years old. It needs a new roof. It needs, the theater needs air conditioning. It needs everything, updated on it. And so you always have to go and, ask for funds. But when we do things like this, we don't have to ask the community for as much, because it makes them aware of the fact that here is this fabulous jewel right here in the center of Ojai. And we provide theater, we provide music, we provide classical chamber music during the day. So whatever you really like, there's something for everybody. The Jammin, the price is only $10 to get in. If you're under 12, it's free. But you don't have to hang out in a bar to listen to great music. You don't have to spend a fortune to listen to great music. You just have to, plop down your $10, know that it's going to the artist, and know that it's supporting the Art Center, and just have a great time. It's a win for everybody.
Good. Now, looking at this from a broader perspective, Ojai has a lot of arts going on, particularly for a town of, it's a small town, okay?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm wondering, do you know if it's the Art Center that sort of precipitated it being an art center, or is it the art aspect of Ojai preceded the Art Center?
Well, the Art Center, when you look back over the years, Marta Nelson, Bert Collins, and Gail Childress were very, involved in the Art Center. And here was this old building where the vines were actually growing through the walls. And they realized, we have got to do something about this if we want to keep, a place for artists to gather. So that's when they started the Studio Artist Tour. And that goes on every October. And people come from all over California and everything just to visit the artists in their studios. And then they take a portion of that to help, refurbish the Art Center. They also use a more large portion of that to give to students who are going to go on into the arts. And so it's become a group of people who are benevolent, who love their Art Center. They want to see it going. They want to be able to continue promoting the arts in the town of Ojai. But I'd say people came up there because of the fact that it was just welcoming to artists. And I'd say probably half the people there are artists of one way or another. They're not musicians, they're visual artists, they're photographers, they're actors. And
Good.
so I said a very creative community.
I wonder if you could highlight a few of the, let's say, key events in different times of the year. So someone who might be interested in the fall or the winter, spring, summer, for instance, could actually go there and expect to see something.
Yeah. Well, as I said, summer is our summer series of music. That's called Jammin. And it normally is 8 Sundays in the summer, starting usually the first of it's going to start the 19th of this year. But we extended it to 9 weeks because there have been so many artists that want to perform. And we go out and try to listen to all of them, maybe have a cocktail or two wherever they're playing. And then we all sit back and say, who do we want this year? Who do we think the community wants to hear? And there are people we had to eliminate this year that we'd just love to have, but we can't really push it through the whole year because it's going to start raining eventually, if the news is right. You know, but it's so the theater is in the summer. You've got the actual theater department. They put on plays all year long. They always do a musical in the summer, which usually kind of runs into the Jammin. They put on a Christmas program, the theater does. Judy Vander, who does the classical music, it's every couple of months. Christine, who you've had on here before, she does the literary branch, and she's always bringing in different people. David Baker, who's in charge of the photography branch, I don't know if you've had him on or not, he is doing a great job of bringing in wonderful photographers, and their show is going to be the next show hanging in the gallery. So that's...
So it's basically there's always something to see.
It's always something, yeah, always. You know, yeah.
And Mimi, I wonder if you want to introduce something to the viewers about other arts that are going on in Ojai in general.
Well, the one that came to my mind was Ojai Days. It's one of my most favorite festivals. And what's really incredible about that is the night before, they have been a committee that works on the central piece, a mandala. And so the road gets closed, our main intersection gets closed probably around 10, definitely by midnight. And the artists are out there with diagrams, and then all of the volunteers, individuals, children, and adults go up and they will paint a certain section of the mandala. And then you go back the next morning and you see this incredible creation, a masterpiece, and that's the kickoff of Ojai Days. And then and that's out there for everyone to see, and that's a big event.
And what is a mandala?
It is a circular, more of a circular artwork, very ancient. And it starts with a centerpiece in the middle, and then the art itself radiates out. And so it shows a sign of radiation and higher vibration and frequency, and also brings together community, like very much like your table. It's nice that it's round, not square. And so all of the natural elements of the earth and the planets, and it all comes together in a very central focus point, and to know that many people have worked on it together and that it's there for many people to see. That's a mandala.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're just about out of time here.
Okay.
I want to, before we close, I want to see if there's a summating message that you'd like to convey to the viewers, and make sure we get a website that people can go to for more information. Would you like to take that, Mimi?
Well, I just would like to share that Ojai is definitely a gem, and there are wonderful creative musicians, artists, individuals, healers, all walks of life in Ojai. And the fact that we are so close to Ventura and Oxnard, I just really want to share and invite everyone that is nearby, Thousand Oaks and Santa Barbara and Montecito area.
Don't forget Santa Paula.
And Santa Paula and Fillmore. I mean, we don't think anything to jump in the car for an hour and drive into such a beautiful environment, and to really explore and to see the loveliness, the mountains, and the fresh air and the fruit trees, and then come and listen to some nice music, and to be in a historical house, a historical building, and to just know that people do service in Ojai, like Oatley, and choosing, because you're an artist, and choosing to create something bigger than yourself. And it's a magical moment to listen to music under the stars and to be with family and friends. So I invite everybody to come and bring their own family and meet new friends when they get there. So, and they can find us on the web, of course, at Ojai
Art Center.
Artcenter.org.
As I said, I make killer margaritas.
Yeah.
The girls behind the bar are usually dancing with you, and good wines and beer, great lemonade, and stuff for the kids. And we usually have some food trucks out in front too. So if you're real hungry at 6 o'clock, you're welcome to bring food in, and we've got tables set up for that too.
Yeah, and I think I also want to add something really special, and it's really magical. That food truck made me think of it. So last summer I was working and volunteering, because everyone in Ojai does service, and I wanted, well, if I'm going to do service, where can I do service from? And hooked up with Oatley and decided to be there working. And a very incredible person walked into the art center, and I met my soulmate at the art center last summer.
Yeah.
And he saw the food truck and thought, wow, a food truck in Ojai.
Yeah.
And then heard the music and thought, oh, I recognize the harmonica player. And then came in and saw me, and I said,
Yeah.
oh. And that's the way it's been ever since. So you never know what you're going to find in Ojai.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, we're going to wrap up the show, and I want to thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.